Days of Our Lives spoilers. Back to the big plot. Stefan is the one who kidnapped Kristen and Tony. Warning: the following is a fully creative, fictional spoiler-style story inspired by the world of Days of Our Lives. It is not official canon, but it dives deep into Salem-style twists, betrayals, and shocking reveals. Salem had seen its share of kidnappings, but nothing like this. Kristen Mera and Tony Mera, two of the most dangerous, manipulative, and unpredictable players in Salem, had vanished without a trace on the same night. No ransom note. No body. No cryptic Mera chess move left behind. Just silence. At first, no one believed it. Kristen doesn't get kidnapped, Brady Black muttered at the Brady pub, pacing back and forth like a caged animal. Kristen kidnaps other people. Tony's disappearance was just as unsettling. A man who had survived explosions, brainwashing, presumed deaths, and the Mera family itself didn't simply vanish. Anna Mera was frantic, alternating between rage and terror as she demanded answers from anyone who would listen. John Black immediately sensed something dark at play. "This isn't random," John said gravely to Molina. "Someone wanted them gone. And someone powerful enough to pull it off." No one suspected Stefan Mera. Not yet. Stefan had always lived in the shadows of his larger-than-life family. Compared to Stefano's ghostly legacy, Kristen's chaos, or Tony's tortured nobility, Stefan was seen as volatile but ultimately secondary. A mistake. What no one knew was that Stefan had been planning this for years. Ever since his resurrection, ever since he realized how easily the Mera Empire had moved on without him, something inside Stefan had hardened. Love had failed him. Loyalty had failed him. Even death had failed to give him peace. So he decided to take everything. Kristen and Tony weren't just obstacles. They were symbols. Kristen, the embodiment of unchecked Mera madness. Tony, the moral compass Salem trusted too easily. Remove them, and the board would be clear. In a remote Mera-owned facility buried deep beneath abandoned tunnels outside Salem, Stefan stood alone, staring at a bank of security monitors. Kristen was pacing inside her cell, screaming threats in 3 languages. Tony sat silently in his, eyes sharp, already calculating escape routes. Stefan smiled. "Welcome to my game," he whispered. Kristen Mera came to consciousness furious. She was restrained, her wrists chained to a steel chair. The room was cold, concrete, and deliberately minimal. No mirrors. No weapons. No weakness. "Whoever you are," she snarled, "you have exactly 10 seconds to show yourself before I destroy your life." A slow clap echoed through the room. "Well, that's comforting," Stefan's voice replied from the shadows. Kristen froze. "Stefan," she hissed. "You're supposed to be dead. Or unstable. Or irrelevant." Stefan stepped into the light, impeccably dressed, eyes burning with controlled rage. "See? That's the problem," he said calmly. "You never took me seriously." Kristen laughed, sharp and mocking. "You kidnapped me? Oh, this is adorable. You've officially lost your mind." "No," Stefan replied. "I've finally found it." Tony didn't need Stefan to introduce himself. The moment Stefan entered his cell, Tony's expression darkened. "Stefan Mera," Tony said quietly. "This is your doing." Stefan tilted his head. Still the smartest man in the room. Tony stood, gripping the bars. "This won't end the way you think. Kidnapping Kristen and me? You've declared war on Salem." Stefan leaned closer. "No, Tony. I've ended the war before it begins." Tony's eyes narrowed. "You want control of Mera Enterprises." Stefan smiled. "I already have it. You just don't know it yet." Back in Salem, chaos erupted. Kristen's disappearance sent shockwaves through every corner of the town. Brady was spiraling. Rachel was inconsolable. Mera began quietly maneuvering for power, while Chad sensed something deeply wrong. Meanwhile, Anna refused to sit still. "I know this family," she told Molina. "Someone close did this. Someone who knows our secrets." John Black began digging into old Mera records, shell companies, hidden properties, abandoned facilities. One name kept surfacing. Stefan. "Impossible," Chad insisted. "Stefan wouldn't." John cut him off. "Wouldn't what? Betray his family? They've been doing that for generations." The truth was closing in. Stefan finally gathered his prisoners together in a single room, separated by reinforced glass. Kristen exploded with fury the moment she saw Tony. "You," she screamed. "This is your fault." Tony ignored her, focusing on Stefan. "What do you want?" Tony demanded. Stefan folded his hands. "Justice. Balance. And my rightful place." He activated a screen showing DI Mera Enterprises boardroom. "By the time you're found, if you're found, DI Mera Enterprises will belong to me. EJ will fall. Chad will retreat. And Salem will finally understand who I am." Kristen laughed darkly. "You think kidnapping us makes you king?" "No," Stefan replied softly. "It makes me inevitable." Kristen, despite her rage, began to observe. The guards were loyal, but not DI Mera loyal. They were mercenaries. Paid. Replaceable. Tony noticed the ventilation patterns. The power grid cycles. They began to communicate in whispers, forming an uneasy alliance. "If we get out," Kristen said coldly, "I kill Stefan." Tony didn't disagree. But Stefan anticipated betrayal. He always did. What he didn't anticipate was love. Gabby Hernandez had always known Stefan better than anyone. When she heard rumors of Kristen and Tony's disappearance, her stomach dropped. "Stefan's alive," she said flatly. Everyone dismissed her, until she showed them proof. Encrypted financial transfers. Medical supply purchases. Remote facility maintenance. Chad's blood ran cold. "Oh my God," he whispered. "What have you done, Stefan?" John, Melina, Chad, and Gabby followed the trail to the abandoned DI Mera tunnels. Time was running out. Inside the facility, alarms suddenly blared. Kristen smiled for the first time since her capture. "Game over," she taunted Stefan. But Stefan wasn't panicking. He was relieved. "Good," he said. "I wanted witnesses." The doors burst open. John Black raised his gun. "Stefan DI Mera. Step away from them." Stefan complied, slowly. "You see," Stefan said calmly. "This is what I mean. No one listens until things explode." Kristen lunged the moment her restraints were released, attacking Stefan with ferocity. Tony stopped her. "No," he said. "Let him talk." Stefan looked around the room. "I did this because DI Mera is poison," he declared. "And I'm the only one strong enough to control it." Chad shook his head. "You've become exactly what you hate." Stefan's eyes flickered with pain. "Maybe," he admitted. "But Salem will remember my name." Stefan was arrested, but not broken. Kristen was free, but furious. Tony survived, but shaken. DI Mera Enterprises teetered on the edge of collapse as secrets spilled, alliances fractured, and enemies multiplied. And Stefan? As he was led away, he smiled. Because the big plot wasn't over. It was only beginning. Will Kristen take revenge, or manipulate Stefan from behind bars? Is Tony truly safe, or still a pawn? Has Stefan already planted something far more dangerous inside DI Mera Enterprises? And what secret did Stefan whisper to Gabby before his arrest? One thing is certain.